So I think once you understand this, you'll really think that this could potentially benefit your business. As I was on a recent call of mine with a client talking about a potential ad we're going to be running soon. And what I mentioned is a recent video I was watching by Paul Daly, who was the former Educate CEO, Iman Gadzhi in the background. And I was mentioning the anti-offer that he talked about. And if you already don't know what these names are, whoever I'm mentioning, or the frameworks, then that's exactly what I want to go into in today's video. I want to talk about what Paul Daly explained with the anti-offer and how someone like Iman Gadzhi, if you know that name, is already using it for one of his high-ticket programs called 8FL. So without further ado, let me quickly go into explaining what this offer is. Alrighty, so to first understand the anti-offer, you want to understand what an irresistible offer looks like. And I'm going to literally just take from what the $100 million offers value equation here is by Alex Hormozi, right? So you've probably all seen this before, but ultimately what this is like a quadrant, and you have the dream outcome, the likelihood of achievement over here, and then you have effort and sacrifice over here. If I can even spell effort and sacrifice, I'll just put effort, and then time delay. So that is the model that most people use to basically determine the value. If I can spell again, the value, right? That's what it's worth. So if you've been making offers around this and you maybe consider the idea that you don't have the target market that are inclined to be gravitating towards this kind of offer, then this is why you want to step into the territory of looking at the anti-offer. So what is, if I can scroll down a bit, what is the anti-offer? Well, the anti-offer is literally the opposite in this case. So the anti-offer is simply flipping the value equation on its head. But you have to be a bit more nuanced than that, because again, you can't just say this offer's crap, you're not going to want to buy it, and it's going to be a waste of money. You obviously don't want to do that. But you're stepping into the territory of basically, you're basically not bullshitting your client, really. You're not bullshitting your target market. You're not like lying to them about, okay, this is actually going to be really easy. This is the desired outcome you really want to get. It's not going to take long at all. You don't want to just lie to them because they've been through it. They're a business owner themselves probably, or whatever their situation might be in. And this doesn't only apply to business owners as well. This is literally any kind of situation. So originally, with the regular offer, you might have gone, right? So let's say you are trying to, actually, I'm going to use Iman Gadzhi's one here. So let's say this is like an agency course, right? An agency course catered to like 18 plus young guys, right? Young guys wanting to make money online. So for them, it is, make 10K plus per month in under like 6 months or something like that, maybe, right? That's an irresistible offer, because that's, you have dream outcome, 10K per month, and under 6 months, and there might be other caveats to that as well. And there isn't really much to it besides the investment of, okay, if I want to make 10K per month, it's only going to cost me 1 to 2K to make 10K per month. But then the next, that's the regular irresistible offer. The next offer is where the anti-offer comes in, because you have here basically, right, let's say this is the, let's say this is literally his 8FL, like high ticket license thing, right? So if I can spell high ticket license program. Here, he isn't catering to teenagers and young adults trying to make money online. He's literally trying to target existing business owners making like over $250,000 a year. So he's basically saying, if you're like already, there's a big filter. So making over, like, I think it's something like making over 25K a month. That's already the filter. And then it's basically get to 10 million plus with our plug and play systems, right? And there's a bunch of other stuff as well below it, which is basically where the anti-offer really kicks in the chest with all the specifics of the offer. So it's basically saying like, this is not like, so not for beginners, basically. And it's basically, this isn't cheap. Because at the end of the day, if you're targeting existing business owners that genuinely want a transformation, they don't want to spend $1,000 on something they're going to make 5K from. They want to spend 20K and then make hundreds of millions in the long run. And then it might be something like big changes for your team. Big changes for your team. So in essence, the anti-offer isn't necessarily selling you off of the idea. It's just giving you the raw reality, granular, nitty-gritty specifics of it and still selling you on it. Because I would say this is the biggest difference between both of them, right? So the irresistible offer, irresistible offer is this. My writing is terrible. The irresistible offer is basically new people, no experience, right? And all mostly emotional. And there's nothing bad or good in either of these, by the way. It's just how it is. And then the anti-offer is pretty much the opposite, which is, let me just scroll down again. It is literally kind of, I would say, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, so to speak. And it is no BS, says it how it is, granular, because no hiding. Because at this point, these people, okay, I would say, and the reason, okay, who is it for? This is the most important part, because you obviously know who it's for, actually. Sorry, it's for people that have been there and done that. That's all of those people and those points there, obviously. But where this is, the reason it's so true is because I said the biggest point out of all of this is that it is about selling transformation to people who really know what it takes. Because again, they've probably been there and done that. It's like talking to someone, if this was more like medical or like health-based, it would be like a doctor or a nurse talking about a surgery, but to someone that hasn't been through the surgery before versus someone that's been through it 5 or 6 times. And they're really trying to actually make this work this time. They've been through it, they know what the process is. You're just selling them on the truth. And they want to know that this is actually going to finally work this time for them. And that's basically where the anti-offer comes into basically anything that's outside of just like the kind of make money online money space. But that is ultimately the big difference, is that the anti-offer is talking to the person that has been there, they've done that, they've got the t-shirt, so to speak. It's giving them the granular specifics and the truth because they know what it takes, they know the truth. You're selling them on the opposite of what you sell a beginner on, which is the dream outcome, the emotional sell, the perceived likelihood of achievement being high, the cost being low but relative to the value being given, and it's going to not take much effort and sacrifice, but just enough. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but not too much. Whereas the anti-offer is literally, in this case, it is just saying, we know you've been there and done that. This is what it takes to do this bit. So this is what we're asking from you. And this is what you're going to get from it. There's still little bits of like cool, actual, this is what you want. This is what you're going to get, perceived outcome and dream outcome, or perceived likelihood and dream outcome, but it's being granular and specific, and there's basically no bullshit within there. So I really hope that helps in kind of clearing up what the actual anti-offer is in more detail. Alrighty, so thanks very much for watching. If you did find this video valuable, please do leave a like and consider subscribing, as well as sharing this video with anybody else you think might find this valuable too. And as always, check the video linked in the description, about 9 steps to also helping you get more clients, a very granular and very technical breakdown on that video too. But with that being said, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.